This video really is about me giving you some pointers, some hints and tips about starting an Etsy shop in 2023, whether I think it's still worth it, and what I've kind of learned along the way. So here goes. Okay, so I've not been on YouTube for God knows how long, and to be honest, it's kind of nerve-wracking even though it's just me, the camera, my cup of coffee and silence in the house. But yeah, I decided that I want to basically come back onto YouTube and start sharing content around business, my small business, and how I've come to make, just on Etsy alone, over £40,000 in just over 2 years. And some of the highs and lows, some of the pitfalls, provide a bit of value and maybe help to kind of get you there quicker than perhaps I have. It's very difficult when you do this kind of thing because there's obviously a lot of businesses that start and within like 5 months they've made over 10,000 sales, so they've done more than what I have in the 2-year space of time. And then it kind of makes you have a little bit of imposter syndrome, like, am I good enough? Is what I'm doing good enough? Worthy of sharing? It is very difficult to get to the stage where you feel what you're going to say is of value to somebody else. And I'm not sitting here professing to be a millionaire or anything like that. I'm very much far from it, but I'm trying to craft a life where I can kind of work on my own terms. And when I say that, it's more the freedom to be able to do work on my terms. I genuinely work very, very hard. Some of my friends are in jobs and they work 37.5 hours a week and they earn, I don't know, 50k for example. I'm working 100 hours a week and I'm earning like 12k. So it's not even about trying to not work hard. It's more about just having the time to craft, like I said, craft my life in a way that I want it to go. Just a little bit of an introduction. My name is Shireen and I would call myself a creative graphic designer. I have ventured into the world of illustration. I'm not the best at drawing, but I certainly try. And from that, I've actually made quite a lot of sales online. Basically, I started out on this journey during lockdown. My background is in housing management. I have a BSc in housing studies, graduated in 2012, which was a long time ago now. And I worked in the housing industry for over 10 years. But there came a point where I realised that I needed to really pursue my kind of passion and my God-given talents. I've always been a very creative person, so I guess this whole art, creativity, crafting, it's more than just trying to make a bit of money on the side. And I love creating. It does genuinely make me feel really good about myself, especially when I've spent time making something that I'm really proud of. I decided to start an Etsy journey back in 2020. And the first thing that I kind of sold was in the baby niche. It did really well. I was having lots of orders. But at the time I had a young baby as well as a 6-year-old. I was working from home and it was chaotic. It was absolute madness. We were in the middle of a lockdown. I had orders flying through the roof. Yes, it was successful on one hand, but on the other hand, my life was just all over the place. Trying to fulfill orders on maternity leave, breastfeeding. And when I think back now, I think, how on earth did I do it? That was the real beginning for me. And then I decided to try another niche and really get my teeth stuck into the business side of it. I kind of realised that actually, if I put my head down and really focus, I can make money from this. Started another Etsy shop and decided to focus on a different niche. From there, it's kind of grown from strength to strength. Okay, so one thing I've learned about Etsy is that there is massive competition. There's so many Etsy stores out there. People are opening new shops literally every day. A lot of people are selling the same kind of thing. When I first started out one of my Etsy stores, I did have a design where people were literally copying and pasting my image, and putting it onto their own products. Went onto Google, I typed this particular design in. It was on Redbubble, other stores, on Etsy. Someone had even had the cheek to take the background off and put it up as an SVG digital download, completely swamping my business. So one of my tips with that would be watermark your design, make it unique in some way that will kind of deter people from being able to steal it. When you've got it on a plain white background, it is much easier for them to literally just lift your design and put it onto their own listing image or to put it onto a print on demand site. The second piece of advice that I would give is that you really need to do your keyword research. One of the things I found is that when you create products that you want to create, as opposed to creating products for what the customers are searching for, you may not have the interest, which means I'm not going to get any sales and my conversion rate's not going to be very good. Try and do your keyword research and craft out a list of products that people actually want and that they need, and then create your designs around that. With that in mind, you should then start to get sales. And there are lots of tools out there such as eRank, where you can actually sign up and it will show you some of the top trending keywords, and you can create products around those keywords. The third thing that I would say is you have to kind of be on top of trends. Talk about trending keywords, but you need to actually go onto Google and have a look at some things that are trending. Obviously the King's coronation, a lot of people are searching for things around that. So creating a product around the King's coronation. Things like that can help you to boost your sales. Another key point I'd say is that if you want to kind of test a store and you don't have a massive amount of money to invest initially, you can try print on demand companies such as Prodigy. You can go onto Canva, create a basic design, sign up to Prodigy, put the design onto one of the products that Prodigy offers. Then you don't actually have to hold any stock yourself. You can actually just get Prodigy to fulfill it for you, which if you're not familiar with any sort of printing techniques, that is probably the best way. And you don't have that initial kind of outlay of cost of having to buy massive printing equipment. I've spent quite a lot of money testing products, testing papers, testing printers. I've probably gone for about 10 different printers, which is very costly. But I feel like now I've finally got to the point where I know exactly how to use my printers. I know what inks to use, I know which paper I like, I know which paper the customers like. So I don't have that kind of testing phase anymore. But if you obviously don't have the budget for that, then definitely try the print on demand companies. That's the best way to get around that. The only thing I'd say with print on demand, there are minimal profit margins in it. That's probably one of the downfalls, I'd say. It does make it off-putting in some ways, where you might get an order for £14 and for the print on demand company to fulfill it, it might be £8. And then when you put the Etsy fees into it, it might be another £4, which then you're not really making anything. So you need hundreds and hundreds of orders each day to actually see any money or any tangible profit coming in. To summarise, I recommend being aware of your competition and knowing what others are selling, watermarking your design so that nobody can go in and actually just copy and paste your actual image, doing your keyword research so that you know what people are searching for versus what you actually want to create or design, following trends so you can see what people are searching for right now and create products which will in turn increase your sales, and testing print on demand so that you don't have to have a massive amount of stock sitting at home. So in 2023, I think it's definitely still room for new shops to be started, but like I said, you want to start getting those sales in, you want to start getting the Etsy store up and running. It's definitely a good way to go. I'm a mum, I've got 2 children, I live in a 2-bedroom flat. I struggle with the notion that I have a lot in here, I'm making money but it's not enough. My YouTube channel is all about my journey as a small business owner. I'm going to share some of the highs, the lows, some of the knowledge along the way that could possibly help others to get to where they need to be. I'm going to try and nitpick and go through my business and find out some of the most key things that I think will be beneficial and useful to others. As it stands now, I've made, in terms of sales, 65 to 70,000 across all of the platforms that I'm on over the last 2 years. Hopefully this journey will take me somewhere special. So stay tuned. Please like and subscribe this video and hit the bell if you want to be notified on my next video. So I will post another video soon. Bye.